Hello everyone, I'm Mike Allen from Bird Chatter, and this is Baseball History.
And it is loaded with all-stars and loaded with excitement. It is described as a hitter's ballpark. As you look down the left field line, 316 feet. Towards center field, 410. We look at the power alleys, 357. It is a hitter's park. Look at that stat. 1979 home runs at the Kingdome, 131 in 54 games played. It should be an exciting night. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Garagiola. Alongside me, Tony Kubek and Tom Seaver. Yes, the emphasis is on hitting, and that's all we heard. That's all we saw. They were hitting them out of here like shots, launching them. In fact, I thought Lou Brock said it best during batting practice yesterday when he said, I found myself doing things I hadn't done in a long time, taking everything deep in batting practice. They weren't satisfied with just hitting them in the seats. How far could they hit them? So they are really putting on a power display in batting practice. Will that happen in the ball game? And Tony, with that lineup, I gotta believe it will.
Well, Joe, there has been an emphasis on power because both teams are power-laden. Some people feel maybe there's too much emphasis on power, and I'm sure the pitchers are some of them. If people came out here today before the ball game and had the chance as we did, you saw these three men power the ball to all parts of this ballpark. They are the National League starting outfield, Winfield, Foster, and Dave Parker. They also have on this starting lineup Mike Schmidt, the Major League's home run leader, with 31. On the other side of the diamond, well, Freddie Lynn, an MVP in 75. His partner, Jimmy Rice, last year's MVP. Also in that lineup, a man who will finally get his chance to show the kind of player he is, Don Baylor. But, Joe, I've got to believe that if this is going to be a big scoring ball game, the little guys are going to have to get on to be driven home by the big guys. I also noticed one other thing yesterday and today. The pitchers are very quietly steaming because they've had to shag a lot of those balls.
Well, I tell you what, the pitchers are not locking themselves in the clubhouse. They're going to be out there. And, Tom, what about it from the pitcher's standpoint? What would you do hearing all this about the hitting?
Well, certainly, Joe, you got to think at an all-star game, the pitching has got to be up to par with the hitting. I'm telling you what the National League is going to have to face. They're going to have to face the best fastball probably to come into the major leagues since Sandy Koufax. Nolan Ryan can officially get it to home plate. Overpowering fastball, outstanding curveball. If he does have a problem, he has a problem with wildness, base on balls. But he is probably the most overpowering pitcher in baseball today. For the National League, a real veteran, Steve Carlton, has been the workhorse for the Philadelphia Phillies for the last few years. A two-time Cy Young Award winner, a real good fastball, and a nasty slider. His outpitch is going to be a slider. He'll be throwing it down and in to those right-handed hitters on the American League. Two fine pitchers starting for both teams tonight.
Okay, well, I once heard a Pittsburgh pitcher, Bob Veal, say something I can never understand. We might get the answer tonight. He said, good pitching will stop good hitting, or vice versa. We'll see tonight. Right now, let's find out about these players. We go to the public address announcer, Gary Spinell.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the participants in this 50th All-Star Game. First, the stars from the National League. Here's the man who led the Los Angeles Dodgers to 2 pennants in his first 2 years, National League manager Tom Lasorda. Our first All-Star player won the starting catching assignment, but a broken wrist will sideline him tonight. From the St. Louis Cardinals, catcher Ted Simmons. Batting first, playing at second base, one of baseball's finest infielders, the Dodger captain, Dave Lopes. The most valuable player in the National League last year from the Pittsburgh Pirates, right fielder Dave Parker.
Dave Parker is the franchise, a complete player. Tell you, hear about his hitting and tremendous power, but he's a great defensive player with a strong arm. And plays like this one are pretty common for Dave Parker, the franchise.
Hitting third, two-time All-Star MVP from the Los Angeles Dodgers, first baseman Steve Garvey.
Garvey was the most valuable player last year's All-Star game at San Diego. In 5 All-Star games, he has hit 500. Many consider Garvey the most reliable player in the National League. He plays every day. He's usually in the middle of all the Dodger rallies, and while the Dodgers are crumbling, Garvey just goes on and on with his consistency.
Hitting cleanup, the Major League home run leader with 31 from the Philadelphia Phillies, Mike Schmidt.
Well, the epitome of a streak hitter, a hot hitter in the National League is Mike Schmidt. And then when he's hot, he is really on fire. He recently set a Major League record, hit 4 home runs in a row. Great power to all fields, can hit the ball out any part of the ballpark.
Batting 5th, playing in left field, the National League's Player of the Month in April and June. He's on his way toward a record-breaking 4th consecutive RBI title, the Cincinnati Reds' George Foster. The current National League leader in total bases from the San Diego Padres, center fielder Dave Winfield. Hitting 7th, Philadelphia's fine catcher, Bob Boone. Batting 8th, now a 5-time All-Star, Philadelphia's shortstop, Larry Boa.
This might have been the toughest position you fans had to vote for in the National League, but day in and day out, Boa is the most consistent shortstop in baseball. He owns the highest lifetime fielding percentage for a shortstop in Major League history, and last season he made just 10 errors.
The pitcher now warming up at the bullpen, a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, Philadelphia's Steve Carlton. Introducing the remainder of the National League All-Star squad. The National League coaches, Philadelphia manager Danny Ozark. And from Pittsburgh, manager Chuck Tanner. The National League trainer from the San Francisco Giants, Joe Licio. Representing the Atlanta Braves, outfielder Gary Matthews. From the Chicago Cubs, pitcher Bruce Sutter. Cincinnati Reds, second baseman Joe Morgan. Pitcher Mike Lacasse. Representing the Houston Astros, shortstop Craig Reynolds.
Reynolds, a former Seattle Mariner.
Joe Niekro. And Joaquin Andujar. From the Los Angeles Dodgers, third baseman Ron Cey. The Montreal Expos representatives, catcher Gary Carter. Third baseman Larry Parrish. Pitcher Steve Rogers. From the New York Mets, catcher John Stearns. Outfielder Lee Mazzilli. From the Philadelphia Phillies, first baseman Pete Rose. Representing the St. Louis Cardinals, outfielder Lou Brock. First baseman Keith Hernandez. From the San Diego Padres, pitcher Gaylord Perry. And from the San Francisco Giants, outfielder Jack Clark. And now let's welcome the American League All-Stars. The manager, a Hall of Fame pitcher, and the winning 1978 World Series manager, Bob Lemon.
From Bird Chatter, I'm Mike Allen. Subscribe to our channel for all our compilation videos.